Hello, want to share with you my April achievement. It is a certificate about completion the course and pass exam for GitHub Copilot. And I found it very useful in scope of my journey, and I work with GitHub on daily basis. My personal organization hosted by GitHub in GitHub, my website, both of my website hosted on the GitHub pages. So GitHub, it is my main platform, and I growing here and continue my education and practical exercise. So let's discuss about how to pass and how to prepare. So first of all, let's go to the learn.microsoft.com, find GitHub Copilot certification, and on this web page you can find the useful link, for example, prepare for the exam. In scope of the prepare for the exam, Microsoft recommend us GitHub Copilot Fundamentals Part 1 and GitHub Copilot Fundamentals Part 2. Both of them is mandatory from my point of view to study, because it gives you a big overview of GitHub Copilot feature and GitHub Copilot, be honest, as a platform, because it covers like GitHub Spaces, GitHub Code Spaces, and a bit GitHub Action even. It covers GitHub CLI. It is a terminal agent what can be run even in GitHub Action as well, and it's covered GitHub background agent as well. So it's very nice about like how AI and different AI tools already exist into the GitHub, how they can be used in your daily routine to automate something, to speed up you, to increase your productivity, etc. About exam questions. So Microsoft provide practice assessment. Here you can find that I did a lot of practical assessment session to prepare for this exam, and I have very good pass rate, but I want to be honest with you that practical assessment much more simple than real exam. And to be efficient and pass this exam, you have to go to the separate some kind of external unofficial practical test. I will add link into the description to this video, and here you can find the examples of question from all GitHub platform certification. So strongly recommend to use it for GitHub Copilot. If I will pass the other GitHub certification, I will use it as well and share my opinion about how relevant the question here is. So let's go to the next chapter, and the next chapter it is official GitHub documentation. So GitHub docs include documentation about GitHub Copilot, and you must read all of the pages here. It gives you a better understanding of like best practice, using REST API, how works like chat in your IDE, how works chat in GitHub, how works chat GitHub from mobile, how works Copilot CLI, and so on and so on and so on. How to work with Copilot Spaces, like it's like, be honest, the brilliant idea under the hood of the Spaces that you can connect to AI assistant multiple repositories, upload your documentation and chat with your data. You can chat with artificial intelligence about how something works in your product based on the document and source code. And in my more than decade practice in IT, I know that sometimes, and be honest, very often, the right flow and correct flow how product works exactly inside of the codebase, because I work in the product team and in product company, and I know that everything in rush, no time to document, some feature was developed from scratch, and in very fast way without like enterprise patterns when we have like design, code, test phases. Everything was implemented as a big snowball and shipped to the production to achieve better revenue. So it's fine, it is our reality, but still if you want to grow your business, you have to be able to manage this kind of risk somehow, and GitHub Spaces give you good options to onboard new engineers, to find some gaps and so on. Yeah, so extra point what I want to add is about the metrics, and it's very valuable questions, because you can be surprised that GitHub provide API to collect, GitHub Copilot provide API to collect information about how many users subscribe at an organization, what is the amount of developers, what is the amount of the team, and so on and so on and so on, some statistic about usages, and this is under the question. Yeah, so this is a part of exam, and you have read it as well. So this exam not about, oh my god, I'm experienced Copilot user. No, it's about I'm confident how to use GitHub Copilot as a part of organization AI workflow tooling to bring more productivity to enterprise, to like as mentioned already organization, but never mind, like business and team productivity, because like yeah, it's a really complex product, and you can find a lot of different areas. It's like a local agent, custom agent with custom instruction or agents instruction. It is background agents what work in the cloud and can do some tasks. They can be integrated into the pipelines and so on. So I probably will record some extra videos about this stuff because it's really interesting for me. So yeah, it's about why you have to read official documentation from GitHub Copilot site. So first of all, because it's interesting and useful, and definitely for prepare for exam and successfully pass it. But it's not enough. So the main IDE, so development environment where GitHub Copilot integrated, it is Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code produced by Microsoft, GitHub Copilot produced by GitHub, but GitHub, it is a part of the Microsoft, and they have very close connection and good integration. So all of my question in my exam was related to the VS Code integration, yeah, to Visual Code integration with GitHub Copilot. So please do not skip it. Read the chapter about GitHub Copilot integration with Visual Studio Code. It gives you more chance to pass successfully in certification journey, in your certification process. And about video tutorials, I found on the YouTube into the Microsoft Learn official YouTube channel the playlist about GitHub Copilot, and I found it very useful. You can start from this playlist and watch it, listen to get better context and some kind of understanding what is going on. And what about this exam? Because as I mentioned, it's not only about chat in your IDE, it's about like complex ecosystem of different product into the GitHub platform, how to work with that. So yeah, it's nice, and specifically I can recommend the last episode when certified coach will provide a live demo with building agentic workflow locally to achieve result from 0 to done in scope of some lecture program preparation, something like that. But you can grab this idea and automate with AI your daily routine if we're talking about data preparation, test case design, some feature implementation, adding API endpoints, fixing some issue or analyze the root cause of the issue, and so on and so on and so on. So yep, it's all from my side, and see you in the future in the next video about GitHub Copilot and about AI. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye.